Hey guys, I'm back again with yet another legal tip. This time we're talking about school and 4%. So I know a lot of you have kids that have gone off to college, or you have friends or clients with kids going off to college. It's always a great time to reach out to your circle of influence and say, hey, quit throwing away rent, quit throwing away dormitory fees, buy a house, let your child live in it for 4 years, have another roommate to offset the mortgage, and then let's sell it in 4 years for you and make some money. I think it's a great opportunity to reach out for that circle of influence. But today's legal tip really is about that 4% owner occupancy tax. So if mom and dad live in, say, Spartanburg, and the child's going to Clemson or Carolina, how in the world do you handle the 4% there? The parents already have a house at 4%. How do they get the second? Well, the answer is in our statute that requires on the 4%, there's a couple of things in the statute you have to do. Number one is the person has to live in the house. So the child would obviously qualify as living in the house. Number two, the person has to be immediate family. Clearly, a child's immediate family. I don't know whether godchildren, nephews, and nieces are considered immediate family for the tax assessor. You'd have to contact them and see what they consider, but certainly the child would be immediate family. Thirdly, they have to have 25% ownership in the property. You can convey 25% and keep 75%, or you can do a joint tenants right of survivorship deed. That would also qualify for the 25%. And then the final thing is they have to be emancipated. What the county means by that, typically, it means that your child is no longer declared on your tax return, but I'm not sure that counties are asking for your tax returns. Or I think they basically look as a child over 18, they consider that to be emancipated from the parent. So those would be the requirements you would have to have. If you have any questions, obviously you want to reach out to the county where the house is going to be located and see what the county thinks. Two other things I need to talk about real quickly on that is number one, is if the child does something dumb and goes and runs up a bunch of credit card debt and doesn't pay off the credit cards and has judgments against them, when you go to sell the house in 3 or 4 years, those judgments will attach to your property because your child will own part of the property and you'd have to pay off those judgments. So make sure you trust what your child's going to do while they're in college. The other thing is I'm not sure how they're handling at the counties with foreign students coming in. I know that the statute requires the person to be domiciled in the state of South Carolina. So if they are here on some type of immigration status, right now, most of the counties are saying that that is not domicile because it's not a permanent in nature, and therefore they're not qualifying. I know we had a lot of professors at one of the universities here that bought houses here, but they were here on some special work visa, and the counties would not grant them the 4% owner occupancy because in order to be domiciled, you have to have intent to stay here permanently. And if you're on a visa that's only good for 4 years, then you don't have intent to stay here permanently. So you have to have those students also check with the county to see what the county wants to do. Now, the last thing before I finish the legal tip is we've talked about all the wonderful things that Blair Cato does to really help make your life easier. One of the things I want to talk about real quick today is those engagement letters. Everybody hates getting engagement letters, having to fill out forms, trying to run them off, print them, email them back to the client. When you do a closing with Blair Cato, your buyer and your seller will get an email link that will have the engagement letter in electronic form. Your client can fill it out online, send it back in. One of my staff members did it the other day, said it took about 35 seconds to complete all the information. So literally your client can complete all the information we need in about a minute, minute and a half max. And that just saves you from having to even be involved in it. So yet another way that I think Blair Cato really tries to make your job and your life a lot easier. Tomorrow I'll have a video coming out on our way to make earnest money even easier for you. Earnest money is such a pain in the neck right now, but we have a solution for you that will have a video tomorrow on it. So look forward to seeing you guys, and go Wofford Terriers. Wofford kicked butt in basketball this year, clearly the best team in the state in basketball. What you don't know is Wofford's a top 10 team in football in Division I, 2A. So y'all should get up there and watch a college football game. They're really fun. Take care.